Hi guys, you're welcome again to another edition on Senator Kelesi and you. And the senator is here with you today to discuss 5 funny laws that foreigners will always get caught up in Germany. And I tell you, the 5th one is going to surprise you. Germany is known for its efficiency, but in order to maintain this orderliness, or what they call here Ordnung, there are some surprisingly strict laws that must be enforced. And that is what we are here to discuss today. And I tell you, some of these laws are surprisingly hilarious. Just follow me, watch through to the end. You don't want to miss them. And like I said, especially the 5th one is going to surprise you. And you're going to learn, because most foreigners always get caught up in these laws and they have to pay penalties. If you are new to my channel, please just hit the subscribe button and also turn on the bell so that when I release a new episode, you are one of the first to see. The first law in Germany that always have a hold on foreigners is the fact that if you stop on the highway because you ran out of fuel, that is considered as abnormal, because that is an avoidable error, something that you would have avoided if you planned your trip well. So if you are new in Germany, or if you're coming to Germany for your first time, know that yes, the Autobahn, a lot of people have heard that on the Autobahn in Germany, you can freely drive as fast as you like and without speed limits in some sections. But then you also have to know that if you run out of fuel on the Autobahn, that is considered a crime, because if you planned your trip well, you wouldn't have run out of fuel. So the basic thing here is that you need to plan your trip well, make sure that your tank is well filled so that you can be able to glide to the next station where you can fill up your tank. Otherwise, you are considered as a danger to other traffic users on the highway. So note this as you're coming to Germany, and you're going to avoid a penalty. You have to know that if you stop on the highway because you ran out of fuel, you will be charged to pay a fine of up to 70 euros. 70 euros, that is a lot of money, before talking about other costs associated with towing your vehicle to a location that is safe. So take care and plan your trips well when you come to Germany and you want to enjoy the Autobahn, which you can glide freely at some points without having any speed limits. The next law in Germany that it's a little funny, but people get caught up in, especially foreigners, is the use of du and sie in Germany. Du is informal and sie is formal. They all mean you. So if you are addressing a police officer, you need to use sie, that is formal. If you use du, maybe just a slip of the tongue, it is considered okay. But if you use it in a disrespectful way, that can attract a huge fine. In fact, that is what is called in Germany Beamtenbeleidigung, which means insulting a public official. Insulting a public official. So if you're considered to have insulted a public official, you will pay a fine of up to 600 euros. That is a huge amount. So for you to prevent your bank account from being disrespected, make sure that you use the right pronoun, sie, to address a public officer, and that you're going to avoid this kind of fine. Like I tell you, some of these laws are funny. Germany has a lot of laws, and if you are not careful, you can slip into one that will really get you in a real bad side. So please, if you're coming to Germany, try to learn some of these basic laws, and they're going to help you. And like I mentioned from the beginning, most foreigners get caught up in them. Some of them do not even know these laws, but you need to learn them if you're already in Germany. And if you're coming, you need to know some of them so that they are going to help you to be able to navigate freely around Germany. Do you know that there is a law in Germany which is called Tanzverbot? This Tanzverbot, in English, the dancing ban, refers to certain days, and in some states called Stille Tage, also known as silent holidays. And on these days, you are forbidden to dance in public. You're forbidden to dance in public. So even clubs are closed. They don't have to play music and dance, or maybe music stops. And you are not allowed to maybe do any dancing in public, like I've mentioned. That is because these days are considered, for example, Good Friday are considered days of mourning and reflection. Days of mourning and reflection. So you don't have to dance in public. And if you're caught dancing in public, it is like an outright violation of these laws, and this might attract a fine. So I have to let you know this because some of us come here and some of these laws are new to us, or sometimes when we hear them, they sound funny and we're like, oh, they are just talking about laws here and there. But I want to tell you, the orderliness that you find in Germany is because of some of these laws. They apply them strictly. So if you don't follow them, it is considered an outright violation, and which attracts fines. And when you pay a fine, that is when you're going to remember that, yes, I was supposed to be conscious of this and to avoid it. So I am only giving you all this so that you remember. And if you're visiting here or if you're coming to live here, you should already know and prepare yourself. There are a lot of foreigners who come to Germany and they got caught up in a lot of things that they would have avoided if they learned some of these things. The laws sound trivial, but then they will only make sense to you when you lose money after paying a fine. I am going to be talking about a lot more of these. So if you're new here, please don't forget to click the subscribe button and also like, comment, and share my videos so that other people can be able to learn from this, because people need this knowledge. I tell you, a lot of foreigners have fallen to this, and you could be the next person, or your friend could be the next person. So why not share this video for them to learn and avoid this? Yeah, let's move to the next one. And the next law that is also sounding funny, but you have to know about it, is that Sundays are considered as rest days, or here they call them Ruhetage, rest days. So on rest days, everybody is supposed to be resting. You and I are supposed to be resting. So if you're using a lawnmower on a Sunday morning and making all the noise, it is unacceptable. So on these rest days, they should be noise free. And this is also marked in certain states by closing shops and every other place closed. It doesn't just end there. I already mentioned the lawnmower. If you're drilling a hole on the wall, maybe to hang a picture, and you're making noise that disturbs your neighbor, know that you're already disturbing the person's peace on a rest day. However, of course, everybody deserves some peace and freedom and rest. And also, again, it will surprise you that on a Sunday, if you go to dispose bottles in the trash bin and you're throwing them there and making noise, don't be surprised that you might be confronted by a neighbor. And why not? The police might show up, because sometimes before some of these neighbors will come out to talk to you, they have already called the police, and before you know it, the police is standing there, and you might risk paying a fine or maybe getting a warning. So please learn these things, learn these simple laws when you come to Germany, or if you're planning to come to Germany, and you'll be able to avoid a lot of trouble. And then we are getting to the fifth. I told you that the fifth one, you will not want to miss it. Sounds funny, but also very important to know. This is Senator Kelesi and you. And the fifth of these laws that sound funny, do you know that if you're caught riding a bicycle while drunk, you might lose your license? Yes, you heard me right. In Germany, everything is possible, and a lot of these things are codified in the law. In Germany, the tolerance level for bike riders is up to 1.6%, and it gets very strict if you are involved in an accident. So if you're caught riding a bicycle while drunk, because some foreigners come here and they think that, oh yeah, if after taking some beers and I feel high, the best way to do, or the best thing to do, is to park my car somewhere and then ride home by bicycle. I want to tell you, if you do that, you're caught drunk while riding, or your alcohol levels are proven to be high while riding, you risk paying a very huge fine, or you risk losing your driver's license, though you were not behind the wheels. Why is it even so? Because you're considered a danger to other traffic users. So you have to know this. This may sound funny that I am riding a bicycle, but I lose my license. Yes, you heard that right. So if you get drunk for any reason, the safest way is to take a bus home or to take a tram home. That is going to save you a lot of trouble, because if you are caught drunk while riding a bicycle, I repeat that again, you can lose your driver's license. That does not sound well, but then it is so. And I think that Germany is able to maintain its efficiency and order, law and order, because of these laws. All we need to do as people who are coming into this country is just to learn the laws and adapt to living with them. Because I tell you, they don't always pity you when you mess up. The law gets caught up with you and you pay the fine. And when your pocket is shivering, when your bank account is shivering because of a rule that you broke, then you are not going to do it again. In my subsequent videos, I am also going to talk about one other very funny one that will trigger you to understand why people take laws seriously in Germany. Because if you break the law, the fine is going to follow, and there is no way you can beg yourself out of it. Those were some 5 funny laws in Germany that always hold foreigners when they come here without knowing. In Germany, there are laws almost to everything, and all you need to do is to learn them. This is Senator Kalesi talking, and this is Senator Kalesi and you. Keep subscribing to my channel and keep sharing these videos, reacting to them when you watch, and also commenting. That feedback is very important. And if you think there is a topic that you would like me to discuss, why not just write it in the comment section? Because I read all the comments. Thank you for watching and enjoy the Christmas season.